Hello everyone. So this is the second part of the anatomy of the flowering plants. So in the last part, ನಾವೇನೇನು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ tissues ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ of flowering plant, that is permanent tissue and the meristematic tissue, and the different types of meristematic tissue and also the permanent tissues. So in the permanent tissues, there are of two different types of tissues are there. So the some group of the cells which are made up of only one type of cells, they are called simple permanent tissue, and this is the another type one where it is formed by the more than one different type of cells. So they are called complex permanent tissues. So the permanent tissues are the tissues which are made up of more than one type of cells, and they work together in a unit. So they work together, they perform a particular function. They are called complex tissues. There are of two different types. So mainly the complex tissues are involved in the conduction of water and food. They are xylem and the phloem. Xylem and the phloem are the two types of the complex tissues where they are grouped to form a different types of tissues to perform a food conducting tissue or water conducting tissue. Let's see each one in detail. So the first one is xylem. So this xylem is also known as wood. Why they are called wood? So you may get answer for this question in upcoming concept. So the xylem, the structure of the xylem is it is water conducting complex tissue. It has the tube-like structures or cylindrical spindle-shaped structure elements also there, and the cylindrical shaped structure vessels also there, and the long elongated xylem fiber are so present. So the xylem elements are the four different elements are there. Elements are very important. They may ask for the 2 marks. Mention the different elements of the xylem. So the xylem vessels are the first two are collectively called as tracheary elements. So the tracheary elements includes tracheids and the trachea or vessel. And the xylem fiber, these are the three non-living elements of the xylem. So only one living element of the xylem is that is xylem parenchyma. So the tracheary element, in the tracheary element, the tracheids are the elongated spindle-shaped structures, with sloping end or tapering end. So this is about the tracheids. They are found in the gymnosperm on the pteridophytes. So they are also found in the angiosperm. They are more majorly found in these two plants, that is gymnosperm and the pteridophytes. Tracheids are the vessel-like, but here they are the spindle shape, but the tracheids are the vessel cylindrical shape, and they are present one above the other without any cross walls. And these two, the tracheids and trachea, both are cell wall is lignified. So lignified ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಒಳಗೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಪ್ಲಾಸಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತಾ? No. Protoplasm is absent. So ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇವರಿಬ್ರು dead cells and they have pits. So the pit helps in the radial movement of the wall and the cross wall side ವಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ water move ಆಗೋಕೆ help ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. The main function of these two is they involved in the conduction of water and the food. Water and the minerals. So next one general characteristic ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಟ್ರೇಕಿಯಾ. The trachea found in the angiosperm along with trachid ಕೂಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So they are a characteristic feature of the angiosperm. So next one, that is xylem fiber. Xylem fiber is nothing but the sclerenchyma fiber which is associated with the xylem. They are elongated spindle-shaped cell with a thickened cell wall which is also lignified. So these are the three lignified cell wall. Cells are elements of the xylem. So the lignified in fashion irutalva, it is this, it creates different types of the tracheids and trachea. So sometimes some tracheids or trachea are having so spiral shaped lignin ಈ ತರ ಸ್ಪೈರಲ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಸಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ತರ ರಿಂಗ್ ಶೇಪ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆನ್ಯುಲಾರ್ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಇನ್ ಸಮ್ ದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್, ಈ ತರ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಮ್ ಆರ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಲ್ಯಾಡರ್ ಶೇಪ್. ಈ ತರ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ತರ ಡಿಪೋಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಡಿಪೋಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ ಡಿವೈಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಈ ಟ್ರೇಕಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಸಲ್ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ನಾವು ಇನ್ಸೆಕ್ಟ್ ರೆಸ್ಪಿರೇಟರಿ ಆರ್ಗನ್ ಟ್ರೇಕಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಈ ತರನೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈ ಹೆಸರು ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. So the next one is, that is Xylem parenchyma. The only one living element of the xylem, that is Xylem parenchyma. It's a simple parenchyma only. So it stores the reserve food materials, tannins, resins ಎಲ್ಲ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಏನಕ್ಕಪ್ಪ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ರೊಳಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, so it maintains the pressure gradient of the vessels pressure gradient ನ maintain ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದಿಷ್ಟು the elements of the xylem. So the vessels and the trachea ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ 2 marks ಗೆ. The differences between tracheates and vessels. So tracheates are the part of xylem. They are elongated, narrow tube-like dead and empty cells which are with hard, thick, lignified cells with a large cell cavity. So they are the cylindrical, very important. They are the elongated. ಇಷ್ಟು ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕಾಗುತ್ತೆ. And the next one is the tracheates found alone in the wood of fern and gymnosperms. Fern ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ gymnosperm ಅಲ್ಲಿ tracheate ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇವುಗಳಲ್ಲಿ vessels ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಯಾರಲ್ಲಿ angiosperms ಅಲ್ಲಿ, along with tracheates also. So the main function of these two is they involved in the conduction of water and minerals, and also they give mechanical support to the plant body because they are lignified. Hagagi they give mechanical support to the plant body. So the next one, types, very important. 2 marks ge keltare types. The first one is, the first formed xylem is called primary xylem, and the later formed, which is formed during the secondary growth, is called secondary xylem. So like that, phloem is also divided into 2 types, the primary phloem and the secondary phloem. So next one type of xylem is, that is protoxylem and the metaxylem. So the earlier, younger xylem is called protoxylem. The mature, large, broad lumen containing vessel is called metaxylem. The xylem vessel, which is smaller, narrow lumen, is called protoxylem, or younger one. The older one with broad lumen is called metaxylem. So one more type of xylem. Okay, what's the function of xylem? In a xylem function, so they are lignified. They give mechanical support to the plant body. Plant body ge mechanical support na kodutte xylem. So next one type, based on the proto and metaxylem basis mele xylem na 2 different types are divide ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. That is endark and exarch. Very important. 1 marks kuda keltare ivrna. So endark andreno? So the smaller one, yaru, that is protoblast, if it is present at the center of the plant body. Center of the plant body idre adana protoxylem, endark anta kariತೀವಿ. If the protoxylem is present at the center of the plant body and metaxylem is towards the periphery or towards the cortex or outer kade iddaga, then this type of xylem arrangement is called endark. In a exarch ಅಂದ್ರೆ the chikkoru, ಯಾರ್ chikkoru? The protoxylem, which is towards the outer side, and the metaxylem, the older one, towards the inner side idre adana exarch anta ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Here the xylem development from center to the outer. Here xylem from outer to the inner side irutte. So here the exarch xylem and endark xylem difference kuda ide, keltare 2 marks ge, or 1 marks ge definition ಅಥವಾ stay at kelbodu, what is endark, what is exarch anta. Protoxylem is towards the outer side of the organ. Here the protoxylem is towards the center of the organ. Exarch condition, xylem is found in roots. Exarch yaರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ? Roots ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು. Endark stem ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. So these are the 2 differences of exarch and endark. So the next conductive tissue, that is phloem. So phloem is the food conductive tissue. So it transfers the food from leaf to the all part of the plant body. So ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನಿರುತ್ತೆ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್? ಸೊ the structure ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ it has 4 elements, that is sieve tubes, sieve elements ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. Then the companion cell, phloem, parenchyma. One more element, that is sclerenchyma fibers. That is xylem, phloem fibers also present. These are the 4 different elements are present in the phloem. So 1 minute. The function. So the different structure or elements of the phloem are, so it consists of sieve cell or sieve tube. Sieve cells are found in gymnosperm and the pteridophyte, but sieve tubes are found in the angiosperm. They are the elongated cylindrical shaped structure and they have end walls. This end wall is perforated or sieve like ಜರಡಿ ತರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ sieve plate ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ a sieve plate, and ಈ sieve plate ಅಲ್ಲಿ cytoplasm ಇರುತ್ತೆ, but nucleus is not there. So the only one enucleated cell in the plant, that is sieve tube. And ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ? So the cell is controlled by the companion cell. Companion cell, all the function of the sieve tube is controlling agent ಅವರು control ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ companion cell sieve tube activity na. So the next element is simple parenchyma, that is associated with the phloem, that is phloem parenchyma, and the xylem fibers, which are phloem fibers, they are the sclerenchyma fibers associated with the phloem. These are the 4 different elements of the phloem. ಇಲ್ಲಿ unique ಕೇಳಬೇಕಲ್ವಾ, ಏನೇನು unique? So the first one is sieve cells ಫ್ಲೋ ಯಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ? ಜಿಮ್ನೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಟೆರಿಡೋಫೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. sieve tube ಯಾರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ? angiosperm ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾನಿಯನ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಜಿಮ್ನೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾನಿಯನ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಜೊತೆ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇನ್ಯಾರು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ಆಲ್ಬುಮಿನಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರಲ್ಲಿ? ಜಿಮ್ನೋಸ್ಪರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾನಿಯನ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಆಲ್ಬುಮಿನಸ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಆಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಅಸ್ ಎ ಕಂಪ್ಯಾನಿಯನ್ ಸೆಲ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಆಲ್ಬುಮಿನಸ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬಂದು ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಕೈಮಾಗ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ದ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಕೈಮಾ ಇಸ್ ಆಬ್ಸೆಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಮಾನೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್. ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಮಾನೋಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಪ್ಯಾರೆಂಕೈಮಾ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಫೌಂಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ. ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ primary phloem alli this phloem fibers are absent, but secondary phloem alli ee phloem fibers irutte. Okay, these are the uniqueness of the phloem in different plants. So what's the function of the phloem? So this function and the first one, it involved in the conduction of food and water. ಆ ಕಂಡಕ್ಷನ್ ಲೀಫ್ ಇಂದ ರೂಟ್ ಗೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಲೋಯರ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಇಂದ ಅಪ್ಪರ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಈ ತರ? ಸೊ ರಿಸರ್ವ್ ಫುಡ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟೋರೇಜ್ ಆರ್ಗನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಲ್ವಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಫುಡ್ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಲೋಕೇಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದಾಗ, ಅಥವಾ ಫುಡ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಪ್ರೊಪಗೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಆಲೂಗೆಡ್ಡೆಯಿಂದ ಎಂದಾಗ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫುಡ್ ಮೊಬಿಲೈಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಪ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಮೂವ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಅಪ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸಿವ್ ಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಕೆಲವೊಂದ್ಸರಿ ಡೌನ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಕೂಡ ಮೂವ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ xylem ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅಪ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಷನ್. ಇದು ನೆನ್ಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್, ನಾವು ಈ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಫೈಬರ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ಆ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಫೈಬರ್ ನ ಬಾಸ್ಟ್ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ನ ಬಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರಿತೀವಿ, BAST ಬಾಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಬಾಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರಿತೀವಿ? ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಏನ್ ಎಲಿಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ವಾ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ದ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ದ ಡೆಡ್, ಅದರ್ 3 ಆರ್ ದ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಇದು ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್ ವೈ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಬಾಸ್ಟ್. ಸೊ ದ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್ ಏನ್ ಇರ್ತಾರಲ್ವಾ, ದೇ ಆರ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಜೂಟ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ. ಸೆಣಬುಲ್ ಏನ್ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ, ದಾರ. ಸೊ ಆ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಲಿ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇವ್ರನ್ನ. ಫ್ಲಾಸ್ಕ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಹೆಂಪ್ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿಲಿ ಈ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಫೈಬರ್ಸ್ ನ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಕಮರ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಯೂಸಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ. ಸೊ ದೆನ್ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ xylem? ಫ್ಲೋಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಟೈಪ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ immature early form of phloem is called protophlloem, and the mature later form of phloem is called metaphlloem. So the first one avagले xylem hatra helide, primary phloem and the secondary phloem, the protophlloem and the metaphlloem are the 4 different types of the phloem. So the next one is differences between the xylem and the phloem. So in difference, so this xylem involved in the transport of mineral and water, here phloem involved in the organic molecules transport or translocation of the solvent. Here in the xylem, ascent of sap takes place, Here translocation of solute takes place. There is no end wall between the cell, but in the phloem they have end walls. Only one way movement, that is unidirectional, that is upward direction. Here both the way, upward and downward movement of the molecules takes place. So the outer cells are not living, so it doesn't need any mechanical support. So they are living, the most of the are living, and the out of four, three are living, so they need support. So that's why they have outer side only phloem fibers irutte. So these are the differences between the xylem and the phloem. So this completes the tissues of the plants.